In this lesson, we're going to look at the basics of laying out a floor. So in the Home tab, I'll find the Floor tool. When I select that, my model gets grayed out because now I'm in a sketching mode. And I have different sketching tools that I can use. By default, the Pick Wall option is selected. That means when I pick a wall, it's going to follow that wall and place a floor line there. I also have basic lines and arcs and circles for other shapes to help me draw where my floor is going to go. I'm going to go with the default pick wall option. Notice there's an offset too. If you wanted to offset the floor or slab that you're drawing a certain distance, you can use that as well. But now if I just go around the outside of my house, notice that a floor line is placed. If I zoom in on that, I can see that it went to the core of the wall, which is the stud. And that's typically where I would want my slab to be poured. So after I have the wall laid out, if there's an opening in the wall, I can grab this rectangle tool and draw an opening. Maybe that's for a stairwell to go down to a basement. It'll automatically create an opening where you have another closed area. So before I finalize my wall by selecting this check mark to finish edit mode, I want to specify what my floor is. So if I pick edit type, right now it's a generic 12-inch, and I can see there's different styles loaded. I want a 4-inch concrete slab and it's already here. But if it wasn't, I could pick duplicate, give it a name, and then pick edit structure. Just like creating a wall, I specify my materials. If I wanted to put a subfloor, and a finished floor on this, I can simply just insert different levels. Typically in KHOB, we're using either 4-inch slab for the houses or garages or basements. And in between floors, if there's a I-joist system with a subfloor, whatever the overall thickness of the floor system is, we're just putting one default component in here and giving it like a 14-inch thickness. Because in the future, we're probably going to be modeling all the floor joists and the subfloor for material takeoff purposes. So I'm just going to select OK. Now that I have the correct floor specified, I can go ahead and hit this check mark, which will finish the floor system. And I can see it here in the view that I'm in. And if I go to the View tab, 3D View, Default 3D View, I will see the floor system with the hole in it. And I can also change my visibility to shaded with edges so I can see it a little bit better. And if I switch to the first floor and I want to cut a section through this, I can go to the View tab, pick Section. I'm going to go ahead and cut a section right through that hole. Once my section is drawn, I can double click on the arrowhead, or in my project browser, if I go down to sections, here's the section that I created. I could double click on it there as well. So if I zoom in, I see the hole that was cut, and I also see my floor system. Now it looks like it doesn't line up with the wall. Don't forget about your level of detail. If I set that to medium, I can see that it lines up with the stud, and this is just that 1/2-inch jip board. And I can double check it on the other end. Now this is a solid wall that it's cutting through, that's why I don't see it there, but here's where the slab turns back, and I can see that it lines up with the stud above. I'll go back to my floor plan. If you ever want to edit the floor, when you select it, just pick Edit Boundary, and then you get all your boundary lines back, and you can make changes and then finish the sketch and it will update. So that's the end of the basics of just laying out of a floor slab.